The Embraer EMB314 Super Tucano, about this sound pronunciation, also named ALX or A29, is a turboprop light attack aircraft designed for counterinsurgency, close air support, and aerial reconnaissance missions in low-threat environments, as well as providing pilot training. Designed to operate in high temperature and humidity conditions in extremely rugged terrain, the Super Tucano is highly maneuverable, has a low heat signature, and incorporates fourth-generation avionics and weapons systems to deliver precision-guided munitions. Design and development. During the mid-1980s, Embraer was working on the short Tucano alongside a new version designed EMB312G1, carrying the same Garrett engine. The EMB312G1 prototype flew for the first time in July 1986. However, the project was dropped because the Brazilian Air Force was not interested in it. Nonetheless, the lessons from recent combat use of the aircraft in Peru and Venezuela led Embraer to keep up the studies. Besides a trainer, it researched a helicopter attack version designated Helicopter Killer or EMB312H. The study was stimulated by the unsuccessful bid for the U.S. military Joint Primary Aircraft Training System program. A proof-of-concept prototype flew for the first time in September 1991. The aircraft features a 1.37 m, 4.49 foot, fuselage extension with the addition of sections before and after of the cockpit to restore its center of gravity and stability, a strengthened airframe, cockpit pressurization, and stretched nose to house the more powerful PT-6A-67R, 1424 shop, engine. Two new prototypes with the PT-6A-68A, 1250 shop, engine were built in 1993. The second prototype flew for the first time in May 1993 and the third prototype flew in October 1993. The request for a light attack aircraft was part of the Brazilian government's Amazon surveillance system project. This aircraft would fly with the R-99A and R-99B aircraft then in service and be used to intercept illegal aircraft flights and patrol Brazil's borders. The ALX project was then created by the Brazilian Air Force, which was also in need of a military trainer to replace the Embraer EMB326GB Zavant. The new aircraft was to be suited to the Amazon region, high temperature, moisture, and precipitation, low threat. The ALX was then specified as a turboprop engine aircraft with a long range and autonomy, able to operate night and day, in any meteorological conditions, and able to land on short airfields lacking infrastructure. In August 1995, the Brazilian Ministry of Aeronautics awarded Embraer a $50 million contract for ALX development. Two EMB312HS were updated to serve as ALX prototypes. These made their initial flights in their new configuration in 1996 and 1997, respectively. The initial flight of a production-configured ALX, further modified from one of the prototypes, occurred on June 2, 1999. The second prototype was brought up to two-seater configuration and performed its first flight on October 22, 1999. The changes had been so considerable that the type was given a new designation, the EMB314 Super Tucano. The total cost of the aircraft development was quoted to be between $200 million and $300 million. The aircraft differs from the baseline EMB312 Tucano trainer aircraft in several respects. It is powered by a more powerful 1,200 kilowatts, 1,600 shop, Pratt & Whitney Canada PT-6A-68C engine, compared to the EMB312's 560 kilowatts, 750 shop, power plant, has a strengthened airframe to sustain higher G-loads and increase fatigue life to 18,000–12,000 hours in operational environments, a reinforced landing gear to handle greater takeoff weights and heavier stores load, up to 1,550 kilograms, 3,300 pounds, Kevlar armor protection, 2 internal, wing-mounted .50 calories machine guns, with 200 rounds of ammunition each, capacity to carry various ordnance on 5 weapon hardpoints including JIT NC-621 20mm cannon pods, Mk-81 80 seconds bombs, Ma-1 Piranha air-to-air missiles, AAMs, BLG-252 cluster bombs, and SBAT-70-19 or Lau-68A/G rocket pods on its underwing stations, and has a night vision goggle-compatible glass cockpit with hands-on throttle and stick controls, provision for a data link, a video camera and recorder, an embedded mission planning capability, forward-looking infrared, chaff/flare dispensers, missile approach warning receiver systems and radar warning receivers, and zero ejection seats. The structure is corrosion protected and the side-hinged canopy has a windshield able to withstand bird strike impacts up to 500 km per hour, 270 knots. In 1996, Embraer selected the Israeli firm Elbit Systems to supply the mission avionics for the ALX. For this contract, Elbit was chosen over GEC Marconi and Sextant Avionique. The Israeli company supplies such equipment as the mission computer, head-up displays, and navigation and stores management systems. On October 13, 2010, the Super Tucano A-29B had passed the mark of 48,000 hours since July 21, 2005 on full-scale wing fuselage structural fatigue tests, conducted by the Aeronautical Systems Division, part of the Aeronautics and Space Institute at the Structural Testing Laboratory. The tests involve a complex system of hydraulics and tabs that apply pressure to aircraft structure, simulating air pressure from flying at varying altitudes. The simulation continued for another year to complete the engine fatigue life test and crack propagation studies for a damage tolerance analysis program conducted by Embraer and the Aeronautics and Space Institute. Embraer developed an advanced training and support system suite called Training Operational Support System, TOS, an integrated computational tool composed of 4 systems, computer-based training enabling the student to rehearse the next sortie on a computer simulation, an aviation mission planning station, which uses the three-dimensional, 3D, visuals to practice planned missions and to check intervisibility between aircraft and from aircraft and other entities, a mission debriefing station. Employing real aircraft data to play back missions for review and analysis, and a flight simulator. MPS and MDS was enhanced with MAX 3D visualization solution to support Air Force's pre-existing data, including GIS, web-based servers, and a plug-in for custom terrain formats. In 2012, Boeing Defense, Space and Security was selected to integrate the Joint Direct Attack Munition and Small Diameter Bomb to the Super Tucano. In 2013, Embraer Defense and Security disclosed that its subsidiary, Orbisat, was developing a new radar for the Super Tucano. A Colombian general disclosed that the side-looking airborne radar will be able to locate ground targets smaller than a car with digital precision. Operational history. Afghanistan. In 2011, the Super Tucano was declared the winner of the U.S. Light Air Support Contract competition over the Hawker Beechcraft at 6B Texan II. The contract was cancelled in 2012 citing concerns with the procurement process, but re-won in 2013. 20 of these light attack aircraft were purchased for the Afghan Air Force. The first 4 aircraft arrived in Afghanistan in January 2016, with a further 4 due before the end of 2016. Combat-ready Afghan A-29 pilots graduated from training at Moody Air Force Base, Georgia, and returned to Afghanistan to represent the first of 30 pilots trained by the 81st Fighter Squadron at Moody AFB. A fleet of 20 A-29s will be in place by 2018, according to a senior U.S. defense official. The Pentagon purchased the Super Tucanos in a $427 million contract with Sierra Nevada Corp and Embraer, with the aircraft produced at Embraer's facility on the grounds of Jacksonville International Airport in Jacksonville, Florida. The Afghan Air Force's Super Tucanos could soon make their combat debut after the first 4 aircraft arrived at Hamid Karzai International Airport on January 15, 2016. Brazil. In August 2001, the Brazilian Air Force awarded Embraer a contract for 76 Super Tucano/ALX aircraft with options for a further 23. A total of 99 aircraft was acquired from a contract estimated to be worth $214.1 million, 66 of these aircraft are two-seater versions, designated A-29B. The remaining 33 aircraft are the single-seat A-29ALX version. The first aircraft was delivered in December 2003. By September 2007, 50 aircraft had entered service. The 99th, and last, aircraft was delivered in June 2012. SIVM program. One of the main missions of the aircraft is border patrol under the SIVM program. On June 3, 2009, two Brazilian Air Force Super Tucanos, guided by an Embraer E-99, intercepted a Cessna U-206G engaged in drug trafficking activities. Inbound from Bolivia, the Cessna was intercepted in the region of Alta Floresta do Oeste, and after exhausting all procedures, one of the Super Tucanos fired a warning shot from its 12.7 mm machine guns, after which the aircraft followed the Super Tucanos to Cacol Airport. This incident was the first use of powers granted under the Shoot-Down Act, which was enacted in October 2004 to legislate for the downing of illegal flights. A total of 176 kilograms of pure cocaine base paste, enough to produce almost a ton of cocaine, was discovered on board the Cessna. The aircraft's two occupants attempted a ground escape before being arrested by federal police in Pimenta Bueno. Operation Águeda. On August 5, 2011, Brazil started Operation Águeda, part of a major frontiers strategic plan launched in June, with almost 30 continuous days of rigorous military activity in the region of Brazil's border with Colombia. It mobilized 35 aircraft and more than 3,000 military personnel of the Brazilian Army, Brazilian Navy, and Brazilian Air Force surveillance against drug trafficking, illegal mining and logging, and trafficking of wild animals. A-29S of 1/3 Degree Aviation Group, GAV, Squadron Scorpion, launched a strike upon an illicit airstrip, deploying a 230 kilograms, 500 pounds, computer-guided Mk-82 bombs to render the airstrip unusable. Multiple RQ-450 UAVs were assigned for night operations, locating remote jungle airstrips used by drug smuggling gangs along the border. The UAVs were typically guarded by several E-99 aircraft. The RQ-450 located targets for the A-29 Super Tucanos, allowing them to bomb the airstrips with an extremely high level of accuracy, making use of night vision systems and computer systems calculating the impact points of munitions. Operation Águeda 2. On September 15, 2011, Brazil launched the Operation Águeda 2 on the borders with Uruguay, Argentina, and Paraguay. Part of this border is the infamous Triple Frontier. A-29S from Maringa, Dourados, and Campo Grande, and Brazilian upgraded Northrop F-5 Tiger II/F-5Ms from Canoas, intercepted a total of 33 aircraft during Operation Águeda 2 in this area. Brazilian forces had seized 62 tons of narcotics, made 3,000 arrests, and destroyed 3 illicit airstrips, while over 650 tons of weapons and explosives have been seized. Operation Águeda 3. On November 22, 2011, Brazil launched the Operation Águeda 3 on the borders with Bolivia, Peru, and Paraguay. It involved 6,500 personnel, backed by 10 ships and 200 land patrol vehicles, in addition to 70 aircraft, including fighter, transport, and reconnaissance aircraft. This was the largest Brazilian coordinated action involving the Army, Navy, and Air Force against illegal trafficking and organized crime, along a border strip of almost 7,000 kilometers. A-1, AMX, Northrop F-5 Tiger II/F-5M and A-29 Super Tucanos from Tabatinga, Campo Grande, Cuiabá, Vilhena, and Porto Velho were employed in defending airspace, supported by airborne early warning and control E-99, equipped with a 250 km range radar capable of detecting low-flying aircraft, and R-99, remote sensing and surveillance. On December 7, 2011, Brazilian Ministry of Defense informed the nation that drug seizures were up by 1,319% over the last 6 months, compared to prior 6 months. Chile. In August 2008, the Chilean Air Force signed a contract valued at $120 million for 12 A-29Bs. The contract includes a broad integrated logistic support package and an advanced training and operation support system, TOS, covering not only the aircraft, but also an integrated suite for ground support stations. The FOX TOS consists of 3 systems: a mission planning station in which instructor and student program all phases of flight, setting the various parameters of each phase along with navigation, communications, goals, and simulations; a mission debriefing station empowering students with the ability to review all and each flight aspects and phases, enabling to look at the errors and correct them for their next mission; and a flight simulator. The first 4 aircraft arrived in December 2009, with the remaining deliveries taking place in March, April, and May of the following year. The aircraft are based at Los Condors Air Base, 45 km from Iquique, and are used for tactical instruction at the 1st Air Brigade for the Aviation Group No. 1. The fully digital cockpit allows students to do a smooth transition between the T-35 Pilon, basic trainer, and the F-16. Columbia. A total of 25 Super Tucanos, variant at 29B, was purchased by the Colombian Air Force in a $234 million deal, purchased directly from the Brazilian company Embraer. The first 3 aircraft arrived December 14, 2006 to the military airfield of Catam in Bogotá. 2 more aircraft were delivered the week of December 16, 2006, 10 more in the first half of 2007, and the rest in June 2008. On January 18, 2007, a squadron of Colombian Air Force Super Tucanos launched the first ever combat mission of its type, attacking FARC positions in the jungle with Mark 82 bombs. This attack made use of the Super Tucanos' constantly computed impact point capability. The aircraft's performance in action was a reported success. On July 11, 2012, the first aircraft was lost near the Jamballo town. When the aircraft were flying in one operation against FARC, rebels claim they shot down the aircraft with .50 calories, 12.7 mm, machine gun, but the Colombian Air Force challenged the rebel group's claims after inspection of the aircraft wreckage. Anti-FARC Operation Phoenix. In 2008, the Colombian Air Force used a Super Tucano armed with Griffin laser-guided bombs inside Ecuadorian airspace during Operation Phoenix, to destroy a guerrilla cell and kill the second-in-command chief of FARC, Raúl Reyes. This event led to an Andean diplomatic break between the 2 countries. Anti-FARC Operation Sodoma. On September 21, 2010, Operation Sodoma in the Meta Department began, 120 miles south of the capital Bogotá. FARC commander Mano Jojoy was killed in a massive military operation in the early hours of September 22. A squadron of 25 EMB-314s launched 7 tons of explosives on the camp, while some 600 Special Forces troops descended by rope from helicopters, opposed by 700 guerrillas. 20 guerrillas died in the attack. On October 2, 2010, Super Tucanos using infrared cameras spotted and bombarded the FARC 57th Front in the Choco Department during Operation Darien. The bombardment, just a kilometer away from the Panama border, killed 5 rebels, including several commanders. Anti-FARC Operation Odiseo. On October 15, 2011, Operation Odiseo started with a total of 969 different military bodies of the Colombian Armed Forces. A total of 18 aircraft participated in Operation Odiseo. On November 4, 2011, 5 Super Tucanos were used to launch a heavy bombing of 1000 lb, 450 kg, and 250 lb, 135 kg, plus high-precision smart bombs. This operation ended with the death of the leader of the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, Fuerzas Armadas Revolucionarias de Colombia, FARC, Alfonso Cano. It was biggest blow in the history of the guerrilla organization. Anti-FARC Operation Frontera. At dawn of February 22, 2012, EMB-314s identified the camp of FARC's 57th Front, 15 kilometers north of Bohia near the border with Panama. In Operation Frontera, Super Tucanos dropped 2 high-precision bombs, destroying the camp and killing 6 FARC rebels, including Pedro Alfonso Alvarado, alias Mapineo, who was responsible for the Bohia massacre in 2002, which killed 119 civilians. Espada Honor War Plan. The Espada Honor War Plan is an aggressive Colombian counterinsurgency strategy that aims to dismantle FARC's structure, both militarily and financially. It targets FARC leadership and is focused on eliminating the 15 most powerful economic and military fronts. During Operación Faraón, at the dawn of March 21, 2012, 5 Super Tucanos bombarded the FARC's 10th Front guerrilla camp in Arauca, near the Venezuelan border, killing 33 rebels. 5 days later, in Operation Armageddon, 9 Super Tucanos from Apia Air Base attacked the FARC's 27th Front camp in Vista Hermosa, Meta, using coordinates received from a guerrilla informant recruited by the police intelligence, launching 40 guided 500 lb bombs within 3 minutes, totally destroying the camp and killing 36 rebels. In late May, Super Tucanos bombarded a National Liberation Army camp located in rural Santa Rosa at Bolívar Department. On May 31, 2012, a bombardment over the western front of the ELN at an inhospitable area of the Choco Department killed 7 rebels. On June 6, 2012, during a minute-and-a-half bombardment over FARC's 37th Front located in northern Antioquia Department, 5 Super Tucanos dropped 2 50 kg bombs, killing 8 rebels. In September, Super Tucanos provided reconnaissance and close air support during an Omega operation, during which 7 terrorists were gunned down and 4 were captured, including Freddie Cooper, the 7th Front's leader of the Public Order Company. On September 5, 2012, Danilo Garcia, leader of the FARC's 33rd Front, was killed in a bombing raid. Danilo was considered the right hand of Supreme FARC leader Elias Timochenko. Intelligence indicated that the bodies of 15 guerrillas may have been buried in the bombing. 8A-29S carried out an airstrike on September 27 during Operation Satano at the FARC's 37th Front camp in the northwest of Antioquia Department, resulting in the death of Efrain González Ruiz, pat name, leader of the 35th and 37th Fronts, and 13 others. In April 2013, 2 Super Tucanos bombarded the FARC's 59th Front fort in Serranía del Perijá Municipality Barrancas, La Guajira, Dominican Republic. In August 2001, Embraer announced the signing of a contract with the Dominican Republic for 10 Super Tucano aircraft, to use for pilot training, internal security, border patrol, and counter-narcotics trafficking missions. The order was reduced to 8 aircraft in January 2009, for a total amount of $93 million. The first 2 Super Tucano aircraft were delivered to the Dominican Republic on December 18, 2009, 3 were delivered in June 2010, and the remaining 3 in October 2010. In February 2011, Dominican Republic Air Force Chief of Operations Colonel Hilton Cabral stated, since the introduction of the Super Tucano aircraft and ground-based radars, illicit air tracks into the Dominican Republic had dropped by over 80%. In August 2011, the Dominican Air Force said that since taking delivery of the Super Tucanos in 2009, it has driven away drug flights to the point that they no longer enter the country's airspace. In May 2012, the Dominican President Leonel Fernández gave cooperative order for the army forces to support a fleet of Super Tucanos for the anti-drug fight on Haiti. Ecuador. Super Tucano Ecuadorian Air Force. The Ecuadorian Air Force operates 18 Super Tucanos. They are established at Manta Air Base in 2 squadrons, 2,313 Halcons, used for border surveillance and flight training, and 2,311 Dragons, used for counterinsurgency. Ecuadorian Super Tucanos use the PT-6A-68A, 1300 shop engine. On March 23, 2009, Embraer announced that negotiations over a 9-month-old agreement with the Ecuadorian Air Force have finally been completed. The deal covers the supply of 24 turboprop-powered Super Tucanos, with these to replace Ecuador's aging fleet of Vietnam-era Cessna A-37 Dragonfly Strike aircraft, and help reassert control over the country's airspace. In May 2010, after receiving its sixth Super Tucano from a contract worth $270 million, Ecuador announced a reduction in its order for the Embraer EMB-314 Super Tucano from 24 to 18 aircraft to release funds to buy some used South African Air Force Denel Cheetah C fighters. By cutting its order for the EMB-314 type, the Defense Ministry says the accrued savings would allow it to purchase the second-hand Cheetahs, and bolster the Air Force's flagging air defense component. Indonesia. In late January 2010, Indonesian Air Force Commander Air Marshal Imam Safat made it clear that Indonesia had split the competition, designating the Embraer EMB-314 Super Tucano turboprop from Brazil as the preferred replacement for their OV-10S. Indonesia signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Embraer at the Indo-Defense 2010 exhibition in Jakarta. Indonesia ordered 8 EMB-314 Super Tucanos at first, with an option for another 8 on the same terms. The first Super Tucanos were scheduled to arrive in 2012, and the order also included ground support stations and a logistics package. Defense Minister Purnomo Yuskiantoro added that state aircraft maker PT Dirgantara Indonesia would be used for maintenance work, and they also hoped Dirgantara would wind up manufacturing some parts and components. Subsequent contracts have ordered a total of 16 of these Super Tucano planes for the Indonesian Air Force. While Indonesia could have made a unified choice to replace its OV-10 Bronco FAC light attack and B-Hawk Mk.53 trainer fleets with a multi-role jet, the demands of forward air control and counterinsurgency wars give slower and more stable platforms an advantage. On July 10, 2012, Indonesia ordered a second set of 8 Super Tucano aircraft, along with a full flight simulator. This brought their order total to 16. In August 2012, Indonesia received the first 4 airplanes from the initial batch ordered in November 2010. Embraer Defense delivered Indonesia's first 4 Super Tucanos at a ceremony held in its facility in Gavião Peixoto, São Paulo, Brazil. Deliveries of the second batch of Super Tucanos were delayed from their original schedule for more than 7 months. Ultimately in September 2014, the second batch left the factory in Brazil on their ferry flight to Malang Abdul Rahman Saleh Air Base in East Java. They will be based at the Malang Air Base on Indonesia's Java Island. They are operated by Skadron Udara 21 as part of the second wing. The first 4 aircraft from the second batch passed through Gran Canaria on November 2, 2015, on their delivery flight. The final 4 A29B Super Tucanos left Brazil on February 15, 2016, passing through Multiluka International Airport on February 21 and ultimately arriving at Indonesia's Malang Abdul Rahman Saleh Air Force Base on February 29, 2016. One of 16 aircraft was lost in a crash on February 10, 2016. Philippines. Philippines considered the acquisition of 6 Super Tucano aircraft to replace the aging Philippine Air Force OV-10 Bronco. In June 2012, Department of National Defense Secretary Voltaire Gazmin was said to be looking for a government-to-government procurement deal with Brazil to acquire the Super Tucanos. On June 20, 2012, the Department of National Defense reported that a total of 6 Embraer EMB-314 Super Tucanos will be acquired for PHP 4.968 billion. In October 2017, the Department of National Defense announced it was close to signing a contract with Embraer for 6 Super Tucano aircraft with options for more. On December 1, 2017, Embraer has announced a firm order for 6 A29 Super Tucano light attack and training aircraft from the Philippines Air Force, PAF. United States. 1 Super Tucano was purchased by a subsidiary of Blackwater Worldwide, an American private military contractor. The aircraft lacked the machine guns normally attached to the wings. In 2012, that aircraft was subsequently purchased by Tactical Air Support, Inc., of Reno, Nevada. In 2008, the U.S. Navy began testing the Super Tucano at the behest of the U.S. Special Operations Command for its potential use to support special warfare operations, giving it the official U.S. designation A-29B. In 2009, the Super Tucano was offered in a U.S. Air Force competition for 100 counterinsurgency aircraft. On April 12, 2010, Brazil signed a defensive pact that opened negotiations for the acquisition of 200 Super Tucanos by the U.S. On November 16, 2011, the AT-6 was excluded from the LOS program, effectively selecting the Super Tucano. According to GAO, the Air Force concluded that HBDC had not adequately corrected deficiencies in its proposal, that multiple deficiencies and significant weaknesses found in HBDC's proposal make it technically unacceptable and results in unacceptable mission capability risk. Hawker Beechcraft's protest against its exclusion was dismissed. However, the contract award was disputed and a stop work was issued in January 2012. For this procurement, the avionics are supplied by Elbit Systems of America. Sierra Nevada, the US-based prime contractor, will be building the Super Tucano in Jacksonville, Florida. The 81st Fighter Squadron, based at Moody Air Force Base, was reactivated on January 15, 2015 and received the A-29 aircraft and provided training to pilots and maintainers from the Afghan Air Force. Purchased for the Afghan Air Force, all 20 aircraft are planned for turnover to the Afghans in batches by December 2018. Until all the A-29s are turned over to the Afghan Air Force, they will not have a fixed-wing close air support aircraft, but have armed helicopter options. Honduras. On September 3, 2011, the head of the Honduran Air Force, Fuerza Aérea Hondurana, or FAH, said that Honduras was to procure 4 Super Tucanos. On February 7, 2012, ministers of the Honduran government informed the Brazilian Trade Ministry of the interest in acquiring a large number of Super Tucanos. However, due to the economic situation, the government was forced to repair their aging aircraft inventory, instead of proceeding with purchasing 8 EMB-314 aircraft. On October 17, 2014, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation announced the go-ahead for acquiring 2 new Embraer A-29 Super Tucanos by the FAH following approval from the country's National Council for Security and Defense. Honduras had been looking to buy new Super Tucanos for several years, but until then had been unable to finance a purchase. As part of the deal, 6 of the FAH's surviving Embraer EMB-312A Tucanos, acquired in 1984, will be refurbished and upgraded by the manufacturer. Originally operated only by the Academia Militar de Aviación at Palmarola for training, they have recently been armed for counter-narcotics missions. Just 3 were airworthy as the Brazilian deal was signed for the aircraft to be upgraded and the other 3 be made airworthy again. Together with the 2 newly acquired Super Tucanos, this will boost efforts to maintain security within the country. Potential operators. Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea was said to be interested in purchasing the EMB-314 Super Tucano. Guatemala. In August 2011, the Guatemalan Air Force requested credit approval of $166 million to buy 6 EMB-314s, control centers, radar, and equipment, in the context of a program named C4I. In September 2012, the President of Guatemala stated that Super Tucanos will arrive within a year and a half. In the following month, the Guatemalan Congress approved a loan for the C4I program, including the purchase of 6 Embraer A-29 Super Tucanos, to be granted by Brazilian and Spanish banks, BNDES and BBVA. The deal was finalized in April 2013. The first 2 aircraft were expected to arrive in April 2014, followed by 2 units in 2015 and 2 more in 2016. However, the President of Guatemala cancelled the order in November 2013. In January 2015, the Guatemalan Defense Minister disclosed that his country was looking at purchasing 2 aircraft from Embraer. Lebanon. The Pentagon has also proposed to provide to Lebanon a contract for 10 EMB-314S. 6 Tucanos with 2,000 advanced precision kill weapon systems are going to Lebanon in 2015 via the U.S. LOS program, but financed by Saudi Arabia at $462 million. Libya. The Libyan government is interested in buying up to 24 Super Tucanos. Mozambique. Brazil planned to donate 3 EMB-312S for Mozambique Air Force, which may also acquire 3 Super Tucanos. In 2016, the donation deal was cancelled by the Brazilian government. Nigeria. In November 2013, Nigeria has shown interest in acquiring 12 brand new Super Tucanos. 3 aircraft was already bought from the Brazilian Air Force inventory in 2017. In April 2017, the United States indicated that it would be moving forward with a deal to sell up to 12 of the aircraft for up to $600 million, ending delays that had been caused by human rights concerns. In August 2017, the U.S. Department of State had approved of the sale of 12 aircraft and associated supplies and weapons. Paraguay. In October 2009, the president of Paraguay was leaning toward buying Super Tucanos. According to Paraguayan newspaper La Nación, the commander of the Paraguayan Air Forces has started to procure 6 EMB-314 aircraft. In May 2012, the Paraguayan Air Force selected the Super Tucano to reinforce the Air Force capabilities. However, after the impeachment of Fernando Lugo, all negotiations were temporarily suspended. Peru. In March 2011, a Brazilian federal representative discoursed about the UNASUR Treaty, stating that it could promote the surveillance integration in the Amazon basin and facilitate the sale of.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.